Hey, what's up everyone? It's Duncan from Overland Journals. Getting ready for an outback trip. Something we should have meant to have done about a month back, but didn't work out. And finally heading out day after tomorrow. Today is Sunday. We're heading out to the Bladder Ranges here in South Australia. So really pumped and looking forward to it. I cannot wait to get out. The video series on the Bladder Ranges will come out eventually once we get back. It's about a 10-day trip we're planning to do. I was busy getting the 4B ready, and then I realized that I haven't talked about in any of my videos, I haven't talked about my water bladder. So I thought today's video, good opportunity to talk to you about my water bladder. So when I was kitting out Diceros, I initially wanted to go with a permanently mounted water tank underneath. And then I decided not to, a couple of reasons. One was I want to try and avoid that dead weight because it is a metal constructed or some material that would add weight, whereas with a water bladder it's very, very light. And secondly, going with a tank underneath meant that I would compromise on the amount of capacity I can put as far as a long-range fuel tank is concerned. So I wanted to use up the maximum space available for a fuel tank. And so both considered, I thought the bladder would be a better way for me to go. So the bladder it's very easy to mount. It has a capacity of 85 liters. And it's so simple. I mean, it came in a very small box, and all I had to do was strap it onto the cargo barrier. Now, ideally, the way this is designed, it stays quite well snug between the cargo barrier and the rear seat. In my case, I've taken the rear seat out, but that's how little space it takes up, even though it's an 85 liter capacity. And once it's all strapped in, this is the plumbing, so that's the filler, and then when you want to take water out, there you go, that you just use that. So it's nothing fancy, it's very rudimentary, you could say, but it does the job. No fancy electrical pumps or anything of that sort. You can install it if you wanted to, but for me it just works. All I have to do is come around and the rear door, open it up, and then pull this out, and I can fill a bucket if I wanted to, or whatever I'm using it for. Now, we don't use this for drinking water. We carry separately. This is mainly for washing, taking showers and stuff like that, and that works beautifully. And 85 liters between the two of us is quite a lot, and it'll last us a fair bit of time. Now, I've had this bladder for close to 5 years now, used it considerably, and so far I have no reason to complain. It's worked very well. I will leave a link in the description below as to where I bought it from, and I'm super happy with it. Now, one of the tips I'll share with you, when you are not using the bladder or not traveling, don't empty it out completely. You need to leave a little bit of water in there, so that moisture is important, and that's recommended by the manufacturer as well. That moisture keeps the material it's made out of from going brittle, especially during the summer months. And over a period of time it can get very brittle, and that's what you don't want. So leave a little bit of water in there. Now, when you do leave a little bit of water, you run the risk of the water going bad in there. So ideally you should flush it out very regularly. I would say at least once every 2 weeks or so, flush it out. It doesn't happen. In my case, it does just not happen. As much as I intend to do it, it doesn't happen. And I think the last time I flushed this was maybe about, I don't know, 3-4 months ago. It's typical, isn't it? Because you keep saying you need to do these things, and then I come around to a trip and I go, oh crap, I need to get this done now, and there's a whole list of things to get done, and that's always the case. And today is typically one of those instances. So yeah, so what I do is I flush it about 3-4 times to get it really clean in there. And even though we don't use water from here for drinking, we still use it for taking showers, so I don't want dirty water. And secondly, when you're out there in the outback and going remote like we do, you never know, I might run out of the drinking water that I carry separately, and then I might have to rely on this one as drinking water. So keep it as clean as I possibly can. So I flush it about 4 or 5 times, and then after that I do the final fill. And then once it's filled up, I throw in a couple of water purifying tablets. So that's pretty much how my bladder works and how I look after it, or intend to look after it. As I said, I'll leave a link in the description below as to where I got this from. It's a Melbourne based company. I'm sure they're not the only ones who make them, but it's it's made out of really durable material, and they supply to government as well as the military as well, so that's super strong. Yeah, so if you're thinking of something and you think of a bladder, that might just work for you. So when I'm filling my bladder, what I use is I don't use directly fill from the tap. What I do use is I use one of these inline water purifying filters. You can buy it from a caravan store, or I believe you can get them at plumbing stores as well, and they basically connect up real easy to your garden hose. So one end goes to this side, and you've got to be very careful. You've got to figure out which is the direction of flow. Now that's indicated on this one, that's the direction of flow. So hook it up there, and then the other end goes into my bladder's filler. So that's something I would highly recommend. Hope you found this video useful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscription button on the notification bell, because I bring out a video every single week. And the Gawler Ranges video series will be coming out real soon once we get back. Thanks for watching.